Hey guys, welcome back for another DBD Survivor perk video. And in the last video we talked about the best DBD Survivor perks, but in this video we're going to dive a little bit deeper and recommend some perks that complement your play style. So if you ask me, there's 4 different ways you can play the game. You can be a looper, you can play objectively, you can play altruistically, or you could be a stealthy player. So we're going to look at some perks and some builds to complement your play style, and we're going to split them up into those 4 categories. So let's dive in and have a look. So one thing to keep in mind is to have a variety in your build. Don't run 4 perks just for popping gen, because you might find yourself in a sticky predicament that you can't get out of. So if you find yourself in a sticky situation like my build here, my first 2 perks are for my objective, which will be gen rushing, and then I have lucky break, so if a killer finds me and hits me, I can try and escape really quick. And I have boon circle of healing, so my teammates can come and heal me and I can get back onto my gen. So even though my primary focus is gens, I have 2 perks that I run for gens, and I have one to escape the killer, and I have one to get healed back up and get back on objective. So keep that in mind when you're doing your build. Don't go all out on stealth or all out on gen building. Have a backup plan as well. We're not going to spend too much time going through the perks because that video will be very similar to the last one I did, but we will fly through them quickly. So these ones are for generators if your main focus is being objective. If you are being objective, maybe you can bring a map offering that gives you blood points for being objective, and then your item could be a toolbox with some add-ons. But perks to run if your main focus is generators. Prove thyself, like we went through this in the last video, but you know, basically for every survivor working a gem with a 4-meter range gains 10% speed bonus. Then another one is deja vu. This is really good because it gives you a speed boost on the 3 generators revealed, and it helps you to avoid that free gen at the end. Overzealous, after cleansing the totem, so be wary if you're running this with like boon totems, but your repair speed is 10% and doubled if you bless a hex totem or cleanse a hex totem as well. So overzealous could be a good gen rushing perk. Then you got hyper focus. So this is going to be really good if you're good at hitting those great skill checks. There are other perks you can run with this, so you can like guarantee yourself the great if you're injured, I believe. But don't run this if you're not very good at skill checks, because you're not going to get much value to it. But if you do find yourself hitting a lot of great skill checks, then hyper focus could be a very good gen rushing perk for you to run. And then we also have friendly competition. So you and other survivors who finish opponent generators, you get 5% increased respect progress for the next 75 seconds. If you've just done a gen and you're moving on to the next one, your next gen you'll get 5% repair for 75 seconds. Awesome. So wiretap, this is more of an informational perk. So while you're on the gen, you get the 50%. When the killer comes into a certain radius around the gen, it's going to give you information of where the killer is. So blast mine, it might put the killer off like kicking your gen. If you get to like 80% of the gen you don't want to get kicked, you can press blast mine. So when he does kick a gen, he'll get blast mine, giving you time to get away, hide, and then he has to kick the gen again, wasting more time. And then by that time you could be in cover. You could be ready then to get either on the next gen or come back to that gen. And then we have quick gambit. So this is kind of hit or miss, so you need to be getting chased in a vicinity of a generator, so it can be quite dangerous. So if you are chased within 24 meters of any generator, any other survivors on that generator receive an 8% speed bonus. So most of the time, if a killer notices there's people on a gen and he's chasing you, you'll probably leave chase and go back to the gen. But sometimes this can come in clutch, and you're running in the vicinity of teammates on the gen, and this does give them a good speed boost. So there's some perks to think about if you are going to gen rush. So you want to be the healer, right? So you want to play altruistically. Well, you could bring an offering that gives you more blood points for playing altruistically, and obviously your item could be a med kit with some nice little add-ons there for insta heals or making your heals quicker. I'll choose some perks that make your healing game a little bit better. So one of my favorite healing perks is Boom Circle of Healing. This class is at aura reading, and it will boost that healing speed for you and your teammates. All you have to do is you have to bless the totem, and you have to be in the vicinity of the totem for you to heal and get that aura reading. So get rid of self-care, we'll look at that later, and get Boom Circle of Healing. We will make it when you rescue a survivor from a hook, you gain 100% speed increase. So you get them off a hook, they crouching down, they want insta heals, happy days, 100% speed increase, and that lasts for 90 seconds. So if someone's coming for the hook, you've got multiple injured survivors, you do the unhook and you're healing your team so fast. Like, this is a really good perk. And then botany knowledge, healing speed is increased by 50%, healing item efficiency is reduced. So if you are using medkits, be wary of that if you're using botany knowledge. If you're not bringing a medkit, say you're bringing a toolbox, and then you could bring botany knowledge, and you can still get that 50% increase for healing. So amazing. Inner healing, so this means when you hide in a locker for 8 seconds, you're automatically healed. So I think you have to cleanse a totem each time, but totems are like easy to find these days if you're quite aware of the maps. But just be wary of this again if you are running these boon perks. But inner healing could come in handy if you've cleansed a totem and you need a heal. You just jump in a locker, wait a couple of seconds, and boom, you're insta healed, leaving you time to get back on them gens. So empathetic connection, whenever another survivor is injured, they can see your aura within a 96-meter range, and you heal others 10% faster. So they see you if they're injured, and they can come to you. So you can carry on doing what you're doing. You don't need to be looking around or running extra perks like Bond to find these injured survivors. They will come to you. You can carry on what you're doing. You can jump off what you're doing, get them healed, and it's healed a lot faster. And then I've put these on here, but on their own, not so great. But together, the buckle up and for the people can be like quite clutch. I would use this end game if someone's got slugged and you want to get them out. So if your gates are opened, don't 99 gates. But if the gates are opened and you need a quick insta heal for someone's slugged, or run the for the people buckle up, and it makes for some good gameplay and it makes for some fun games. So definitely give it a try. And you want to do it when they're on the floor slugged. You go up to them, heal them with your hands. You will use the secondary button, I believe, and you'll trade a heal state. And then buckle up will stop you from getting downed again. So you can get to those exit gates. So something to consider. And self-care. I highly recommend you trading out self-care for these other perks, right? So you can heal yourself, yeah, great. Without the healing item at 35% the normal healing rate. So you lose a 65% speed on healing. So if you are running self-care, get it gone. Start running Boom Circle of Healing or one of these other healing perks instead. Let's stop being selfish and let's be a team player, is it, guys? Right, let's talk about these stealth perks. Are you sneaky? Well, good for you, sir, because maybe you want to bring an offering like Murky Regent that thickens the dark mist, or you just want to bring a map that you're familiar with. Maybe you want to bring a torch so you can blind the killer and get away, wherever floats your boat. But some of my favorite stealth perks, and we're going to start with my absolute favorite perk, Lucky Break. If you don't know what this does, then get UE prestige and get lucky. You won't leave trails of blood or scratch marks for a total of 60 seconds after being hit. And this has been buffed. I don't know how recent it was buffed, it might have been a while ago, but every second you spend healing someone, you actually get a second back on your lucky break. Rebuild your lucky break. So 100% lucky break, get hit, get away. Killer's like, where the hell did they go? Dance with me. After performing a fast vault, leaving in the lock in a sprint, you leave the scratch marks for 3 seconds. It has a cooldown of 40 seconds, but 3 seconds. You pair this up with like life and you get that speed boost, making some distance, and the killer is going to be like, where the hell did they go? Maybe you could do quick and quiet with this, and you can like stealthily speed vault so they don't even hear you speed vault, and it's going to confuse the killer and it's going to get you away. Then we got Calm Spirit. I've seen Spies of the Shadows creeping up a bit, so this could count as Spies of the Shadows. So reduces chances of alerting creatures by 100%. Allows you to overcome the urge to scream. That's going to be handy, especially like these new alien perks and stuff. It allows you to open a chance, cleanse, bless, totem sight, and they have 30% reduced speed. You could be on a hex totem, they won't. This is a really good stealth perk that not many people use, but I think they should. And especially if you've got a killer running Spies from the Shadows, this could come in real handy. I've seen Spies of the Shadows being used a lot lately, so I think this might be something I start running myself. And then we got Boon Shadow Steps, so it's another blessed totem. So within the 24-meter range, soft chime rings out and you will leave no scratch marks, I believe. Also find people have their scratch marks and auras hidden to the killer. So no aura reading, no scratch marks. This lingers for 4 seconds after leaving the Boon's range. So 100% use this, especially with Lethal Pursuer, Barbecue and Chili, all those aura reading perks doing the rounds at the minute. This is a really good counter for it. And then we have Quick and Quiet, which we talked about earlier. Your vault, hide action noises, and audio range are reduced by 100%. Can't fault it. Very sneaky. Get into lockers, do the vaults, get away, lose line of sight. Killer's like, where the hell did they go? Self-aware. So I was going to put Urban Evasion on this list, but I thought maybe Self-aware and Urban can be quite similar. So you see your own scratch marks at all times, and you walk 20% faster. Now Urban Evasion does give you I think it's 100% when crouched, but being able to walk 20% faster and seeing your own scratch marks can come in handy, and you can leave the killer like really confused again, and you're gonna find yourself losing the killer and escaping chases a lot. So Self-aware, and we will mention Urban Evasion at the same time because why not? They're quite similar perks and they do similar things. Then we got Parental Guidance. After stunning the killer, you leave no scratch marks, pools of blood, grudge, pain are hidden for 7 seconds. If you're injured and you stun the killer with a part and you run, it's like another lucky break if you like, but you've got to get the stun. So you leave no scratch marks, pools of blood. So this could be good if you're running Smash Hit as well. This could be really, really good. And then we got Deception. I wouldn't put this as like an A or B. Probably A or B, maybe probably a B tier perk, but interacting with the locker, sprinting with a loud noise notification. So you basically fake getting in a locker, and then you leave no scratch marks for 3 seconds. You fake a locker, run away, and then the killer's wasting time then trying to see, oh, where's he gone? Where's he gone? And if you've got lightweight or if you've got a lucky break as well, this could come in clutch and again get you away from the killer. You find yourself escaping more chases. So keep that in mind if you're a stealth player. So let's talk about looping, and we can't talk about looping without this guy below us, Abel Somers perk, made for this. This is probably one of the most used perks in the game right now. Probably one of the best perks in the game. When you are injured, after healing others 5 again, injury starts 10 seconds, and you run 3% faster. I see a lot of people using this, especially against like the slower killers. This comes in really handy. You can extend chases and just really frustrate killers that can't catch you with made for this. 3% doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. Especially if you play killer and you see it from the killer's point of view. Trying to catch people with made for this is like really, really hard, especially if they are a seasoned player and a seasoned looper. Made for this is making it a lot easier for these guys to escape chases and extend chases and waste time while teammates are on gen. So if you're going to loop, made for this 100% needs to be in your build. And then Resilience. Again, when you're injured, grants 9% additional speed when repairing, healing, and hooking, vaulting. So if you're running made for this and when you vault, you won't. Because life is an exhaustion perk, maybe resilience would be a bit better for you. So could run made for this and resilience without losing that exhaustion. So that extra 9% for vaulting in particular is why it's on this looping perk list. And then we got life. So life, a little bit like resilience, but it gains you a 150% speed after 3 seconds after doing a fast vault. But you do get the exhausted status, and this lasts for 40 seconds. So bear in mind that in your build if you're running like other exhaustion perks, but life can come in clutch, especially if you're not injured. So if you're in full health state, life could be like really good in full health state. And then 150% speed boost, that is a lot of a speed boost. Then we got smash hit. Again, it's 150% your normal running speed for 4 seconds, and this activates after stunning the killer with a pallet. So stun a killer with a pallet, and then you're off, you're gone. The killer's like, oh, I'm not chasing that no more, and we'll probably go look for someone else. And you could double these up with other perks, like one when you stun the killer with a pallet, you leave no scratch marks. And then this could be a very good looping perk as well. And then what else we got? This is at a nerf. Lock bars will run all really default location. Oh no, I think they've unnerfed it by the looks of things. So this had a nerf and looks like it's had an unnerf again. So you see all vault locations and pallets and breakable walls within 32-meter range. So this goes without saying. You're getting a lot of information and you know where to go. So when you're on a tile, you've exhausted that tile, you've used the pallet, you've used the vaults, and you need to know where to go next. Windows of Opportunity will give you all information you need to get to that next tile, and then you're extending chases and wasting more of the killer's time. Lightweight, making your tracks harder to follow. Scratch mark stays visible for 5 seconds less than normal, and the spacing is inconsistent. So this makes like killer tracking you very hard, and this is a really good perk if you're looping and you want to just run the killer all game. 100% use lightweight. Well, it's probably one of my favorite looping, so I would probably use this made for this, and then maybe like a healing perk just in case. But yeah, lightweight I'd 100 recommend for looping. Dead hard, hit or miss. This has had a lot of changes over the time, but it can't come in clutch. We all know dead hard, when you're injured, tap into adrenaline bank, avoid incoming damage. So this has changed a little bit, and it's probably going to change in times to come, so this might change by the next time you see it. But dead hard is a good one just for a little bit of a boost. Maybe you're trying to get to the next tile and you just don't have that much time. Dead hard can extend the chase for a little bit longer and again frustrate killers. And then we got light footed. So your running footsteps are silent when you are healthy. This perk activates. This perk goes on cooldown for 20 seconds after performing a rush vault. So having silent footsteps could come in clutch in like certain scenarios. So I've put it on the list just in case you want to look at it. And it'll be good against the new alien perks when he sees your footprints underneath. But also this could come in handy if you've got a torch, stun the killer at the pallet, and you've blinded him with a torch. Then you run off, and when the killer's blinded, he uses sound to like track you, so he knows where you're going, and this could get rid of that tracking. So maybe not so good on its own, but with other perks like smash hit and a torch, or you know, when you stun the killer and you torch blind them, then this will come in handy. If they're using a lot of audio cues, this will come in handy. So that's something to consider. It's not on my best tier list, but it could come in handy on specific builds. So like always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and press that bell button to get the notifications. And if you want to play DBD with me live on Twitch, then go follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/ChinchyGamer, where I do Survive with friends on a regular basis, always every Sunday, and then probably twice in a week as well. So you can catch me there. So thank you very much, and peace.